One, it's not about being arrested, okay? It's not about being arrested. Nobody has created a violation. The Speaker of the Texas House, for example, can put a call on the House. All that simply means is go and bring the legislators back. It's not about being arrested, okay? That's not the case. The reality is, a part of the rules say you have to have a quorum. Well, people have a right to show. They have a right not to show. That is their right. That is a tool in their toolbox. Just like the rules say you can suspend the rules. Okay, you can suspend the rules to take up something that you couldn't take up the day before. Republican leadership have done it over and over and over again. One of the reasons why these bills can come to the Texas Senate floor is because the lieutenant governor and the majority suspended the rules. Nobody talks about that. So if I elect not to come to prevent a quorum from being established, to prevent people in their respective districts' rights from being taken away, the right to vote is fundamental for people of color and for women whose vote was denied just because of who we were. That is fundamental. And I want my legislators to do any and all things within their toolbox to make sure that people in this city have the right to exercise their fundamental right to participate in the democratic process. Now, the governor is not saying that. He also said, well, they're on the government's payroll, government dime. What you all are not reminding people is that he line item vetoed the pay to these legislators and their staff. He vetoed Article 10, okay? I was on the Appropriations Committee for 21 or 27 years. Number one, it's unconstitutional what he's doing. Nobody is talking too much about that. But he line item vetoed it in the appropriations bill the pay to these legislators and their staff. They're not flying on the government's dime. Okay, that's not the case. And people need to be reminded that legislators make $600 a month. $600 a month. The fact is, they are leaving their families, their children, their loved ones in order to protect not just their rights, but the rights of the people in their respective districts. And why would people go this far? Okay, let me tell you, when the majority of elected officials decide to bully something into effect that harms people across the board, and especially people of color, people with disabilities, women, you name it, I want somebody to stand up. And they should not be vilified for standing up to protect this democratic process. And then just because the governor says something doesn't make it true. And neither do people just have to repeat what he says. Somebody needs to be asking the difficult questions. So let's not place the blame on legislators who are exercising one of the few tools in their box to make sure that many of the people in this room continue to have the right to vote. That's their duty. I applaud them for it, and I hope people will financially support them. And I'm not going to worry about the governor saying we're going to call here, call one special session after another and another and another, then do it another and another and another. But for this day, at least on this day, these oppressive, suppressive voter election bills are not the law of the land on this day. Tomorrow will take care of itself.